Hello, this is Gail Moffat from A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV, and very good welcome to you all this evening. Now, we're going to take some calls in a minute, in about 5 minutes, so we're going to have some callers come in for some free readings, which is always great. But before we do that, I would like to talk about something that an experience that I had in my life. A year ago, I was invited to go and stay with some friends that I'd made through my work in India, and I stayed with them in a part of India called Kashmir, and this part is predominantly Muslim. And so I was staying with families that were Muslim. And for any of you know, if you know anything about the political situation in Kashmir, it's a bit dodgy. But I was assured that it had been all right for several years. As it happened, it all exploded off again just as I left. So talk about being protected. Now, one of the things that was so inspiring to me was, as you know, with the Muslim faith, one of the things that they will do is that they will pray 5 times a day. And so it really brought home the idea of prayer and the power of prayer and how important prayer is in our life. And if you look across many religions, they all talk about prayer. It's not something that's just peculiar to one religion. It's just that with the Muslim faith, it's so prevalent in their religion that it really struck home with me. And so the power of prayer is, why do we need to pray in the first place? And, you could ask, well, if there's a spirit world, can't they just see that we need this help and off they go and help us? Well, no, they can't, because we have free will. And it's really important that we all know this and remember this. We have free will to do whatever we wish in this world. However, if in our free will we say we're ready to do this or ready to embark on this stage, or we are wanting the healing from the spirit world, then they will do their utmost to assist us in what we're asking for. If, however, it's for our highest good. And so the power of prayer is really, really important because it opens up the doorways between us and spirit. It opens up in an invitation to help us and others, not just us, but others. For prayer is not just about what we want, but it's about a bigger thing, looking at the bigger universe, the bigger picture, if you like. But, many people talk about how we can sort of, sow out those seeds for something that we want. I think there's a word for it. But anyway, we look out to the world and say, can we, we would like this and we would like that. And this, in a way, is just the same as a prayer. It's the same aspect. And then sort of a lot of religions may have a bit more formal prayer and look at sort of the world in a different way. And for me, when I look at the idea of healing, now healing is something that's quite fantastic. And because I'm a medium, first and foremost, I'm a medium, which means that I am able to connect to the spirit world. I can connect to the spirit world in many ways. And the spirit world love to use me as a vehicle to help with healing energies, to be either sent absently to people that are in need of healing, or for hands-on healing. And this is something, again, it's about the intent that, all the time I have my intent to go out to the world, then that intent is answered. And so the power of prayer is what I wanted to talk to you about this evening. Now, I've gone over a little bit more time as usual. I like to talk, but I understand that we have Charlene in Kent, in England. Well, another person that's up late. How are you, Charlene? Can you hear me?
Hello, you're right. Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Oh, good. And how can I help you?
Basically, I'm just going through like a rough time in my love life at the moment, and I was just seeing if you can see us getting back together or sorting it out or anything like that.
Right. Okay. Right. I'm hearing this idea of there's been a problem with sort of stopping and starting sort of situation, on and off and on and off. Would you understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so this is being really taking its toll on you, because you've always tried to sort of I feel with you try to reason with him, but you always feel that it's like hitting your head up against a brick wall. It's difficult to reason with him. It's like he doesn't see things from your point of view. Would you understand that?
Yeah. I completely understand. Yeah.
Oh, I feel very frustrated about how he is. He's it's like he has cotton wool earbuds in his ears, and he's not listening to what you're saying. So yeah, it's very frustrating. But the thing is there's a part of him that sort of wants a little bit of freedom and doesn't like to be sort of if he's in the slightest way he feels hemmed in, he doesn't like it. Would you understand that about him?
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah, it's I just don't know if he's where his head's not right at the moment. If that makes sense. If you don't know where, sorry. His head ain't right at the moment. He just all he's saying is he can't. I'm too good for him.
Oh, bless him. But he's he does all this, and he it's like he does silly things or says silly things or and things like that. And I do feel that there's a little bit of immaturity with him, because I feel like you've had to grow up very quickly in your life, and so you're a lot more mature than your years. Would you understand that? It's like there's a lot that's happened to you that's caused you to sort of have to really, be mature in your life. And I know and he hasn't had those same opportunities at the same rate as you. And so he just, he hasn't got, so in other words, he hasn't got that maturity that you've got. And I know that... Can you feel he still loves me and cares about me? Yes, definitely. But the problem is that it's like he's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. Because if he comes back, then he feels sort of a bit hemmed in and wants to have the freedom of a sort of a single life. And then if he's got to do with other girls, do other stuff with other girls and stuff. Pardon? Yeah, he wants to go and enjoy and go in with other girls and stuff. That's what he wants to do. He wants to be a single person. But then, when he's a single person, he starts to feel that he misses you. It's like he wants you and he wants this life. But it's almost as though the single life is... when we've got this sort of concept of the grass is greener. Yeah, it's almost just like he sees the grass as greener. But when he gets there, the grass isn't so green. Has he thought that now, or has he thought that at any point then? I do feel that within the next month, you're going to, and I'm not very good on timing, but I know it's within the next month. I mean, it could be tomorrow, but within the next month, I do feel that you're going to have a dialogue with him that shows to you how much he feels about you, and he's going to be willing to sort of look at things in a different way.
So it'll be him next time to come and be doing a chasing for me for once.
Yes.
Yeah, because I've been doing it all. Because today, I blocked his number and I deleted his number today for the first time, and I've done that. And I've been sitting here thinking like he doesn't even care, like he hasn't even noticed it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's early days, but I just feel that he will reach a stage where he will have regret and feel and be sorry for his actions and his behaviour, and will want to be back in touch with you. But I just feel like it's a little bit of a waiting game. And I think also another problem that you've got with him is a lot of his friends and people around him, they're all off having fun and living the single life. And so he's sort of tempted, in that way. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Can you sense any if I'm going to be having like any children with him, anything like that? It's too early to sort of discuss future children, but I do know that there is an opportunity for him to come back. Now, with everything, there's an element of free will in this. So we have to get to the point where he comes back in your life, and then he's got to go through. It's like he's got to go through a lot of growing up before he'll be ready. When he comes back next time, will he actually want to be here and actually want to be with me, or will it just be another month and then leave me again? Well, I feel that he's going to have deep regrets over his actions, and it's like there's something about you that he hasn't appreciated before and is now starting to appreciate. And I feel like there's things that you've said to him that you've thought that he's not listening to, but in actual fact he is, because they're whirring around in his brain, and it's sort of giving him food for thought. Yeah. And I think he's not going to have so much fun as he thought. Or anything like that. Yeah. Because I've got him on Snapchat. That's the only thing I've got him on, and he's still looking at my stuff. Like, does it bother him when he looks at my stuff on Snapchat and stuff? Then that he looks at what? Sorry. It's like Snapchat. It's like Facebook, but it's like you can look at people's pictures and stuff. Right. And does it bother him if when he's looking at my story, like my pictures and stuff, if I'm out and stuff? Well, I'm being told by Spirit this is always a dangling carrot. It's almost like, you are a temptation that he can't let go. But it's like if you think about it, you've got to allow him to have the time to be ready for this relationship. And once he's ready, you will be in this relationship. But it just needs time on his part, time and maturity, and the realisation that the grass isn't greener. Yeah. How's that? Can you sense that he's seeing anyone or meeting anyone at the moment? Well,
running out of time, so I'm just going to quickly answer that, and then we're going to have to call it finish it there. But I just know that he's not having the successes that he thought he would have.
Okay, so he thought it would be better the way he's living, but it's not actually cracked up to what it's meant to be. Sorry? So he basically thought he can live the life, but it's not actually what he thought it would be. It's not as fun as what he thought.
Exactly. The grass isn't greener.
And he misses the family life. Does he miss the family life then?
Yeah.
With me and the boy.
And I also feel, when you mention family, I feel like there's members of your family that he gets on quite well with, and have been quite. I feel like your family are quite an emotional support to him, where his own family hasn't provided that in the same way.
Yeah. My family, what he's put me through, like as a person, like he's damaged me as a person, and I've done so many changes because of him. Like I'm not who I used to be because of him, and my family do like hate him for it. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not who I was.
Yeah, but don't worry. It's about him growing up.
Okay, so it will happen. It will happen in a month or so, but I've got to let him come to me, basically.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for calling in, Charlene. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Right, I've got Rhonda in Chambersburg in Pennsylvania. Hello, Rhonda, are you there?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, wonderful. That's really nice and clear. Thank you. How can I help you this evening?
Well, I would my year started off, I'm not going to say bad, but things have happened that were like just out of the blue. And I would just like to know what the rest of the year is coming for me, like what's going to happen.
Yeah. Right. I'm being before I talk about the rest of the year, I'm being told that you have a grandmother in the spirit world that is desperate to come and talk to you. It feels like it's a grandmother that is very close with you and wants to help you in your current situation. Would that make sense to you?
Yes, it would.
Absolutely adores you and is right by your side, like just come whooshing in and just wants to be there for you, which is nice, isn't it? It's nice to have that comfort of know that they're still around you. And she's saying to me that it's been quite painful for her to watch some of the things that you've had to deal with, because you've always had to be the strong person throughout your life. It's almost like people around you have either leaned on you or taken from you, or but you've always been the strong person. And this has been quite a challenge for you over your life. Would you understand that?
Absolutely.
And she's also saying to me that it's like now's your turn. It's like it's time you had somebody that looks after you and isn't sort of isn't weak around you, that you have some strength around you. And she's quite insistent that that's what you need, some strength around you. And she's saying, and I feel like she's referring to relationships. Would that make sense to you?
Yeah. Yes, it does.
And she's wanting to reassure you that strength is coming your way, and you are not going to be in a situation where you are surrounded by people that are dragging you down. And you are going to be in a situation where you're going to have far more strength, but the strength is going to be given to you from another person that comes into your life. Or August, September is feeling quite significant with me as a time of year. So I know that that's going to be significant. But I think sort of rest assured you're going to have quite a... it's going to be... you're going to move into the territory, and certainly by the end of the year, you're going to move into a territory where you are surrounded not only by somebody who's special, but also somebody, people, friends. It's just like strength is going to come to you because it's like you need a lift up. It's like I almost feel like you've been strong for everyone for so long that it's weakened you. It's pulled you down. And it's like I know from a spiritual point of view, your time in this year is about pushing you up, pulling you up. And I feel like also you're going through great changes this year as well. Are you still there, Rhonda?
Yes, I'm here.
And do you understand all that as I'm talking?
Absolutely, yes.
Because I feel like there's sort of great changes that have taken place in your life, and it's like, and I feel like there's going to still be more changes, but by the end of the year, I feel that it's like all these changes and all this turmoil is going to be settling down, and you're going to be, and I'm seeing smooth waters, and I feel like somebody new is coming into your life. So it feels really positive. For once in your life, you're going to have somebody that you can sort of almost look up to.
Interesting.
That's what I feel. And also your grandmother, she knows I'm sort of like coming to the end, but she's talking about I want to go back in sort of memory when you were a little girl, and I feel like there was a time where she tried to support you a lot, at a time when you needed, it's like she was a little bit of a shining light, or a support to you, a strength to you. Would you remember that?
Yes.
And so she comes in sort of, it's almost like her role to bring you strength and bring you support, and she's just sort of wants to remind you of how she was when she was alive, and reassure you that she's bringing that strength in for you, over this next year. It's long overdue, she says. Long overdue. You should have. It's like you should have had that support and that in a stronger way. I don't know, years ago, but it just didn't seem to happen. It's been a drain on you. I feel emotional drain. I can feel with you, and I just know that it's coming to an end.
Now, back in February, I had a medical problem, and I actually died on the table. Was she there with me during that?
Yes, absolutely. It's like she like put her thumb up in front of me. She's yeah.
Okay.
And I feel that there's something about this where it's like I feel like I want to reassure you in that moment that you're going to be all right and you're going to still live your life. And I feel that was her role in that moment. Do you have any memory of her?
Oh, yes.